What is finance? Finance is every single thing you do in your business every single day. It's not something that only the finance people deal with. And if you think of finance that way, you understand its importance. The heart of finance is value. Creating value. Right? If you think about it, that's what Facebook and Apple did. Apple were the geniuses with it. You didn't know you needed an iPod. They created a product, they created something and convinced you you need Apple products. They created value from nothing. Finance is about creating value, and if we create value, therefore we need to learn how to measure value, to know if something is valuable, if we should invest in it, if we should buy it. All right? So if you think of it that way, then every decision you make in your business as an entrepreneur is a finance decision, right? So everything you do in your business is you are trying to create value. You're looking for profitability, viability. Every single thing you do, from who you're ordering products from, who you're advertising, everything you do is geared towards creating value. Therefore, it's a finance decision. We okay? All right. Since we're in business, we know this name, correct? We know this name. If we don't, one of the richest men in the world, and he has been one of the richest men most likely before some of you all were born, and still is. Other people come and go, but he has always been there. All right? When you make this amount of money in business, it tends to mean you do a couple things right along the way. So we tend to listen to him when he speaks. In fact, people pay a lot of money to be in his presence, to listen to him. You get it for free today. So this is something he said, which should solve all your problems with I don't need to know this or I don't want to know this. You have to understand accounting, and you have to understand the nuances of accounting. It's the language of business. That's the problem. If you want to be in business, the language of business, unfortunately, is accounting. So we need to understand it. You don't have to be the person doing it, but you need to be able to understand a bit of it. It's an imperfect language, and that's the problem. Most likely, unless you did some sort of accounting class, you were here last year with me, you did some accounting course, everything you believe accounting to be, by the end of this morning, you will realize you are totally wrong. The logic you believe that is in accounting is normally not what it is. All right, he goes on to say, but unless you're willing to put in the effort to learn accounting, how to read and interpret financial statements, that's why you're here, you really shouldn't select stocks yourself. What he means is you really shouldn't be making business decisions because you don't understand the language. And then I know the next answer. I will hire somebody to do it. And that's why I put up my email address. I like that answer. Because when you hire somebody who dresses like this, and we could go into a long debate with ethics and this profession, because if you understand human beings and you understand the person who tends towards numbers, accounting, finance, engineers, etc., they tend towards numbers. If you tend towards human beings and people, you tend to go in other professions, because that's just how it was ingrained in you. So, in 5 minutes, somebody who dresses like me will realize you don't understand these numbers at all. And then they will smile. First key is to get you to trust me, and then after that, your money will slowly become my money. Right? Okay? You don't need to be the person doing it. You don't need to be in the trenches But you need to understand a bit of it, and that's why we'll talk about internal controls, etc., that you could put in place to keep check on what is happening. All right. Accounting profit versus cash flow. Your business is about cash flow. Suppliers, employees, the world is about cash. That's the lifeblood of the business. But the accounting system generates something called accounting profit. And most people equate the two, and they are not the same. All right? So there's the first thing we need to understand. This is why people are still in shock about Clico and CL Financial, right? Because you know it was very profitable. You saw the big buildings, you saw the wealth, it was profitable. They had a problem with cash. All right? All right, so to get into that, we need to start to slowly touch on accounting. All right, so this is, let's call it a model of accounting. Events happen, buying, selling, all of that. That goes through a filter, accounting rules, which have some flexibility. So there is management decision and choices. People start to panic when we talk about the flexibility. But if you think about it, this model, accounting, was designed for Source and Curab Junction. It was designed for the Coconut Man by the Doubles Place outside UWI. It was designed for FashionTT to use. It was designed for BP to use. In order for it to handle that wide range and size of companies, flexibility had to be built into it. All right, so this is the filter, and based on that filter is how the transactions would be recorded and the financial statements produced. So, the key then to understanding these animals, what your accountants or the bank or Inland Revenue wants from you, is to understand the filter. Because all this is just an output from the filter, all right? This is what most people believe is accounting. Source and Curab Junctions, Coconut Men, little ladies selling Tulum and sweeties outside primary schools would use cash accounting. You receive cash, that is revenue. You spend cash, expenses. Profit is your bank account. That is cash accounting. It was the first form of accounting. It is simple.